Not ready. No, you have to wait a sec.
The whole shit's waiting for you guys.
The whole shit, it's only me.
The whole shit's waiting.
Right. Let's get going. Right. Yes. No social distancing. The mission tells us that if somebody goes out to the tchum, then he's only got 4 amas because it wasn't kind of shvisa. The Tanakama says he's got 4 amas. Rabbi Lezer says he's in the middle, meaning that you get 2 amas in each direction. And Rabbi Yehuda says you get 4 amas in one direction. It's up to you to choose which direction. It says the Tanakama said 4 amas. Rabbi Yehuda says 4 amas. So what's the difference? It says Tanakama you get 4 in each direction. So how many do you get? 8 by 8. According to Rabbi Yehuda, you only get 4. So it's a huge difference, right? According to Rabbi Yehuda, you only get 4, whichever direction you choose. According to the Chamim, you get 4 in every direction. The whole machlokes is how far you can walk. But to actually carry and tefillah, you're only allowed to carry 4 amas, but not more than 4 amas. Because even according to the Chamim, that you're allowed to go 8 amas, it's only how far you're allowed to walk. You're allowed to go 4 in each direction for the Chamim. To carry, you can only carry 2 in each direction. Says the Gemara. Where do we get the makor that you're allowed to actually move, stay 4 amas? That what happened was those who went out of the tchum to get them on. So Moshe Rabbeinu said to them, "Stay where you are. We're in your place. So your place is 4 amas. Why? 3 amas of the body. That's how long the body is, and 1 amma is to spread your hands. The amma on another amma. If you want to move something from underneath the feet and put underneath your head, it takes an amma. But there has to be a small 4 amas or big 4 amas. Anybody remember the difference between the small 4 amas and the big 4 amas? Yeah, big tefach, small tefach. How do you tell the difference between big tefach?
Open or close.
That's right, open or close. There's actually a picture over here. Even if without the picture, it's not so hard to see. Here, can you see this picture over here? With the fingers slightly apart or slightly thin. So this is a big tefach, this is a small tefach. Okay. So if you hold this, because they lift short, so you get a big tefach. If it's only take something underneath your head, but underneath your feet, it's a small tefach. So now, how many amas do you get if you're stuck outside the tchum? How many amas do you get? 4. Now, which amas? Whenever we talk about an amma is the distance from here to here. The question is, are we going according to each individual? And an Oig Melech HaBoshim would get a lot more than us. Or are we going according to what the Torah establishes as an amma, and everybody gets exactly the same amount? So the Gemara says interesting. So Amar Bishash said to his son, when you go to a papa, ask him the following questions. Complicated question. He asks him different questions. Is it his 4 amas or the 4 amas of the Beis Hamikdash? Rashi says the Beis Hamikdash was a special measuring rod, which was exactly an amma. So is it your 4 amas or the amas which was in the Beis Hamikdash? And then he asked him, whichever answer he tells you, I'm going to ask him a question. Whatever he answers, I'll find a question which will disprove whatever he answers. Imagine do such thing. Go to Rob, whichever answer he gives, I'm going to disprove it. If he says to you, it's a fixed 4 amas, what happens if somebody decides and he's stuck out of the town? What's he going to do? He can't even lie down. Not necessarily but anybody very, very big. You give him the normal 4 amas. What's he going to do? He's not going to be able to even lie down because he's more than 4 amas. So therefore, you can't answer amas shel kodesh. If he says, okay, you're right, good argument, everybody gets exactly the 4 amas according to their own measurements. We had the Mishnah in Kalim that there's certain things that go according to each person's individual size. Anybody remember any examples? What goes according to a person's individual size? The koimats, come on, the koimats, or amount you need to drink on Yom Kippur to be chayv. How much you have to drink on Yom Kippur to be chayv? Lo lugmov. So if you've got a small mouth, you're chayv on much less. So there's certain things that go according to each person individual. So why is this not mentioned there? So when you ask for Papa, whichever one you give me an answer, I'm going to find you a question. If we would die so much in the Rosh and the Mishnahs, we'll never be able to learn. We go according to his own name. That means if somebody is a big person, but he happens to have a very, very small arm, then we go according to Amashal Kodesh. Again, Minadin, we go according to a person's own 4 amos. If a person stuck out the tchum, he has to measure his own 4 amos. Why is it not mentioned in the Mishnah and Kelim? The answer is because certain people don't go according to their 4 amos. Who? Somebody who's mismatched, where his body does not fit with his limbs, where his body is bigger than his limbs. And according to him, we go Amos Shal Kodesh and Amos today. Right. In our Mishnah, we talked about the case where there's 3 people. One person is over here, one person over there, one person in the middle. One in the middle is allowed to eat with a person on each side, but the ones on either side can't eat with each other because they're too far away, because they're more than 4 amos apart. Says Rav Shimon, this is comparable to a chotzer. If you remember the picture, we had a picture of 3 chatzevos, A, B, and C. They all open to Shusarabim. A and B made an Eruv together, B and C made an Eruv together. The Gemara discusses this in detail. What did we gain by telling us the story? What did we gain by telling us that the 3 people who are out of the Tchum are similar to the 3 Chatzers? What do we learn from that? Rabbi Shimon was trying to support his shitta. Rabbi Shimon is the one who holds that if you've got 3 Chatzers, each one opening onto each other, then the halacha is you're allowed to carry A to B and B to C. The Chachamim hold you're not allowed to. Says Rabbi Shimon, why are you arguing with me? Just like with these 3 people, where you're allowing them moving to carry with Shimon and Shimon to even Levi, why did you argue with me by Chatzeros and not arguing with me with people? The fact that you permitted by people should permit it by Chotzer. That's what Shimon mentioned the story. Says the Gemara, when there's many people, we're concerned that if you carry from A to B and people from B carry to C, there's a chance that A and C will end up carrying with each other. So therefore, when there's a big Chotzer and there's groups of people, we don't allow it. Mashiach over here, when there's only 3 individuals, the fact that each one will eat with the middle one will not come that the one at the end will eat with the other end. So therefore, they don't agree with Shimon. So the reason Shimon mentioned their story was only to support his contention that is permitted. And the Chachamim argue. Says the Gemara, the 2 outer ones will not be allowed to carry with each other. Right? If you've got a picture in your mind, you've got 3 chatzevos, and one chotzer each chotzer made an eruv with the middle one. So the 2 outer ones are not allowed to carry with each other. Whenever, what's an Eruv? An Eruv is basically you collect bread from every family, put it in one house, and then it's as if everybody's living together. So if you look at this chotzer, right, you've got 3 chatzeros. Everybody made an Eruv with the middle one. The one on the right made an Eruv with the one on the left made an Eruv with the middle one. But now you've got the food in the middle one. Since you've got the food in the middle one, it's as if everybody's living in the middle. If everybody's living in the middle, so even if they never intended to, but the reality is they've actually made an Eruv together. So therefore, they should all be allowed to carry. Says they never put the food in the middle. The middle put the food with his in the right and the food of his in the left. So the right and the left, they never put the food in the middle. If they would put the food in the middle, you'd be right. But they never did. They put the one in the middle, put the food on the right, and one in the middle, put the food on the left. Nobody actually put the food in the middle. Stop me if it's not clear, yes? Even though they put it all in the middle, they didn't put it in the same house, they put it in separate houses. Since they put it in separate houses, so therefore it's not considered as if they're all joined together. Says the more command can be Shammai, is it like the Shammai, the Tanya, 5 people that gather the Eruv together, but instead of putting it all in one keli, they put it in 2 separate kelim. It's not an Eruv, but we say it is an Eruv. So we see over here that this halacha, that 2 houses is no good, is similar to Beishama. They say that 2 kelim is no good. Says, well, no, you can't compare. I feel it in Beisela. I'd kind of come Beisela or somebody with Shnei kelim and Beisela if put in the same house. With Shnei bottom low, 2 houses not. So again, let's get it clear. You've got 3 chatzevos. A, B, and C. A and B made an Eruv, B and C made an Eruv. The most question is, they should all be allowed to carry because the food is in the middle. And once the food is in the middle, it's as if they're all sharing the chatzah. The Gemara gives two answers. Either they never put the food in the middle, they put the food on the two extreme chatzeros. They didn't put the food in the middle, or they put the food in the middle but not in the same house. Since they did not put the food in the same house, so therefore we look at it as two separate chatzeros. And since we look at it as two separate chatzeros, A and B are allowed to carry with each other, B and C are allowed to carry with each other, but A and C cannot carry with each other. Yes?
If A and C is in two separate inside of the question, obviously it's
No, because if they put all the food together, so it's as if they're all living together.
but they're in two separate. If they're in A and if they're in the middle, fine. If they're in A and C, then it's obviously it's
What do we know? No, they made a chatzah. There were three chatzeros, three courtyards, all opening up onto each other, and they gathered food from all three. And then they made a chatzah. They made an eruv between A and B in one place, and between B and C in another place. If all of them would put the food in the middle, so then what would happen is, it's like, let's say all of us share property, share a courtyard. If we put all the food in one of our houses, so then it's as if we're all sharing the chatzah, therefore we're entitled. So the Gemara asks, let us all be a shared entity because we're all putting the food in the same house. The Gemara answers, either we're putting it into complete different chatzeros, or we're putting it in, let's just upload the picture again. The picture is Vaishnu Volv here. Yeah, we had this up already. Here's the chatzah. It's got three different chatzeros. Says the Gemara like this. Yehuda kasha, Shish's kasha. I have a kasha on both opinions. Yehuda kasha, that they put the eruv in each different one. If you imagine it, whenever we gather food together, it's as if we become one entity. So let's imagine Friday afternoon. Let's say you three are the three chatzeros. Yehuda is in charge of one, Shiur is in charge of another, Moshe is in charge of that. So what happened was, Yehuda and Shiur make an eruv together. What happens is, once that eruv is made together, so now you're considered a joint partnership. Then afterwards you make a partnership with Moshe. What? A bubble. Then you make an eruv with Moshe. So it's as if both of you made an eruv with him. So why can't you carry? This is what the was kasha. Because since now you become a shared entity. But no, how does the eruv work? By gathering the food from both of us, it's as if considered.
Both of them didn't make an eruv with me. Only
Shiur. But Shiur made an eruv after he made an eruv with Yehuda. After he made an eruv with Yehuda, he now makes an eruv with you. So now Shiur has got part ownership in Yehuda's property. No, so even if you didn't ask him to, even though you never intended to, the fact is. The Gemara asks like this: if you put the food in two separate houses, and each one has its own ownership, so therefore what happens is, if you say the eruv doesn't work, everybody should be forbidden. Let's say the halacha is that the three of us live, all four of us live in one chatzah, and we make an eruv with only three of us. One of us doesn't make an eruv. What's the halacha? No, okay, he can't, and if you do a bit of a shus, then we can. But if he doesn't do a bit of a shus, none of us can carry. Why can none of us carry? Because at the end of the day, you're existing, and you never did an eruv. So over here, in the case, according to Shishus, that we put the eruv in two separate chatzeros, so that means each one is showing that they don't want to be meshutaf. If they don't want to be meshutaf, they don't want to be enjoying the shoot, so then they should actually forbid each other. Just like if one of them owned a property in the chatzah and did not join in the eruv, he forbids the chatzah. Since now by joining the food, we're considered as if we all own a property in each other's chatzeros, so therefore, now that we didn't do an eruv with each other, so therefore we should forbid each other. Rabbi Yehuda le kash kiv de volam mitzvos by the chitzin and v'shtar chitzos by dada de lo yevu gali datit go nichlei or le nichlei. Here it is worse. That means like this. Let's say Yehuda does a eruv with the Shiur, and Shiur after does an eruv with Moshe. The fact that Yehuda didn't bother making an eruv with Moshe, therefore it's a raya that he doesn't want. So it's not like he's asked him, and therefore, if it is true that if, let's say, we were all living in one chutz, so we put the food in one person's house, the very fact that you didn't make an eruv is a proof that you don't want the eruv, and therefore it's as if you said to him, when you make the eruv, please keep me out of it. And therefore, since keep me out of it, so for now Yehuda can't carry Moshe's chutz, and Moshe can't carry Yehuda's chutz, you can only both carry Shiur. Because at the end of the day, by not making an eruv, that we can be meikol ad kedei kach, that you're allowed to then go, and, they said you can be meikol that you're allowed to carry, but to be machmir that now, because you're in the property ma'achotza, you're going to forbid, that we don't say. Therefore, since at the end of the day, A and B and C, A and B are shared, B and C are shared, But the Maisa, A and C are not actually owning a property in B. They just put food there, so therefore they can't forbid B from carrying, and therefore B is allowed to carry everywhere. I'm going to stop over here because next more goes over the page, and it will be complicated where to stop. But anyway, I can see Fridays, one of these times, everything's a bit of a rush.
I thought we said anyway. I thought we said in the last one the same case that A and C can't carry.